You are listening to Penne Pyro, Book 2 of the Jade Sommer Series, written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2021. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 18. After the restaurant closed for the night, Ross, Lily, and I sat at a dining room table, drinking water and relaxing. The Saturday night rush had been decent, but we still had empty tables throughout the night that could have been filled. "Do you remember when Aunt Dot made fusion food?" I asked Ross.
It was only for a few nights, but people seemed to love it.
Did she have recipes she followed? Or did she come up with it by herself?
I think she just put together what she had on hand.
Kobe pulled up a chair and sat down, crowding Lily. She scooted over toward Ross, who didn't seem to mind that his space was now crowded. And knowing Lily's feelings for Ross, she didn't mind either. Avery said she would make a fusion dish for the reviewer tomorrow, which means he'll be back. Ross pulled out his phone.
So, should we find out what he thinks about our place so far?
It was the reason we had assembled in the dining room. "Yes, let's get it over with," I said. Ever since I had seen Gershwin working his thumbs over his phone's keyboard, I was dying to know what he had written. I was also dreading it. And since I didn't see him go back on his phone after he had finished his meal, I could only assume he would judge the restaurant from his initial reaction to the dining room and his continued infatuation with Avery. Ross navigated over to the site and found the review. He read,
It was with surprise that I found Chef Avery helping an Italian restaurant, Piatto Perfetto. Before arriving at the restaurant, I made sure to do my due diligence, and I researched the place first. I was happy to find there were no health code violations.
He looks at health code violations?
Kobe asked.
Who does that?
Apparently this guy, I said. But I'm glad to know we don't have any. That's high praise from him.
However,
Ross continued,
while researching the restaurant, I have found some unsavory reviews. And one of the most recent posts put me off my appetite completely. I have included a link for those wishing to read it.
I bet it's the one about me. Ross clicked on the link and then nodded.
It is.
What else does he say? Ross returned to the review.
Seeing as my favorite chef was at the restaurant, I decided to brave it and find out for myself what the restaurant was truly like. And I must admit, the first glance was not impressive. I found the dining room to be a little too on the nose with their red theme and drippy candles in Chianti bottles.
I like the candles,
Lily said. And we cleaned the bottles, I said, thinking back to how they used to be layered with dust.
But with Chef Avery at the helm,
Ross continued to read,
the food was an experience I shall never forget. Her skills come straight from the gods, and she pours that power into her dishes. But the question that remains unanswered is how will the restaurant fare without her? I will have to report back. Until then, I give the restaurant 3 chef hats. I took off one hat for the overdone atmosphere, and one more hat because the hostess couldn't understand how to serve a perfect glass of water.
Are you kidding me? He dinged me on the water.
At least we got chef hats. He only gives those to Avery. Everyone else gets rotten tomatoes.
He hadn't even seen the food when he wrote that.
There's nothing we can do about it. He can write anything he wants. It's his opinion.
Mila walked into the dining room with a wad of receipts in her hand. Her gaze strayed to Ross and Lily, who sat close together.
Ross, I have receipts for you.
Ross stood and walked over to take them.
Great. I can get these entered and go home.
Or you could come out and get a drink.
Not tonight. I'm exhausted.
Mila watched as he walked into the kitchen and out of view. She turned back to us.
What's going on in here?
We were just reading Gershwin's review. She grimaced.
How bad is it?
He hated everything except Avery, I said. But we got 3 chef hats because of her, so it's not all bad. However, I have a feeling he's going to come back and give us a bad review once she leaves.
Really, why?
In his review, he said he was going to report back. But I'm rather done with him anyway, I said. No one other than Avery can please him, so his reviews are rather useless.
But is he the pyro?
I don't think so. I'm not getting that vibe from him. She frowned and sat at the seat Ross vacated.
That's a bummer. Well, good for the restaurant since that means he won't burn it down. But I really thought we had a good lead with him.
Me too,
What if the pyro is someone who reads his reviews?
Lily asked. Then we'll find out tomorrow if our restaurant is still standing, I said.
Maybe we should have a sleepover in the dining room. We can keep watch.
And possibly die.
Kobe said.
We won't die.
We will if we all fall asleep when the pyro hits.
We'll rotate watch duties.
The thought of sleeping on the floor in the dining room didn't fill me with excitement. However, I couldn't shake the feeling that even if the pyro wasn't Gershwin, his reviews were somehow still connected to the fires.
I can sleep here if you want.
Lily said.
I'm sleeping on the floor at my uncle's place anyway.
Mila squealed.
I've never had a sleepover before. Let's do this.
You've never had a sleepover? She shook her head.
I wasn't allowed.
With Mila's colorful personality and hair, I had thought she had been raised by free-spirited parents. But maybe Mila was the product of overly strict parents instead.
I'm in. I was going to try to crash on your couch tonight anyway, so this works too.
It looked like there was a majority rule here, and since I was on the fence about the identity of the arsonist, I decided to go along with the group. Let's meet back here in an hour, I said. We can grab pillows, blankets, flashlights, and whatever else we might need. Mila squealed again and popped out of the chair.
We can't forget snacks either, and I have a bottle of wine we can drink.
As the group broke apart to fetch their belongings, I turned to Mila. About that wine. Logan said it's a $500 bottle. Is that right?
I had to get it. Chateau Valais Enchanté is one of my favorite vineyards.
I didn't know you were such a wine connoisseur.
I'm not really. I just have a fondness for one vineyard.
Why that particular vineyard? Is it just the quality and taste of the wine, or something else? A small sigh escaped her.
A little of everything. Let's go grab our stuff. I don't want to miss out on a single minute of fun. We'll have to let you sleep a little, though. You do have that wrestling match tomorrow.
I groaned. With so much happening, there were a few moments I had forgotten about the match. I wondered if Mila brought it up on purpose to distract from any more vineyard questions. I'd have to check out the vineyard online and see what exactly was so special about it besides the sticker price. Kobe was the first to return to the restaurant, and by the time we were all gathered, he had a pizza already cooked and waiting for us. I wasn't sure what to say about his monkey pajama pants, so I decided not to comment.
Each slice is a different topping,
He said.
There might be a slight overlap since some of the toppings rolled when I put it in the oven.
I glanced down at the pizza that was sliced and waiting on one of the dining room tables. Its topping selection ranged from normal pepperoni to the less popular toppings.
Oh, pineapple.
Lily said.
I'll take that piece if no one else wants it.
Go for it, I said, as I shifted chairs out of the way to create an open center in the room. Mila helped with the chairs, and Kobe began moving tables. Lily spread out blankets. After a few minutes, we were settled on the floor with food and wine. It wasn't the most comfortable, but just being here put my mind at ease. As I was eating my green olive-topped slice of pizza, there was a knock on the front door.
Is it the pyro?
Kobe asked. Why would he knock?
I don't know. Maybe he's just making sure no one is here before he torches it.
Or maybe it's a drunk on his way home. He saw the lights and wants pizza, I said. Mila popped up and shuffled over to the window in her slippers.
Neither. It's Logan.